all know the past 18 months or so have been a bit of a dumpster fire for many small businesses, but there's still a few opportunities out there if you know where to look. Today, I wanted to share a passive income strategy to bring an extra $15,000 to $20,000 or more per month to your dealership. All this and more in today's video. Hello and welcome to Stephen Carlson Show. I'm Stephen Carlson. I'm a tech entrepreneur, real estate investor, author, YouTuber, paramedic, and Bonnie and Clyde are, I don't know where they are. I heard them a few seconds ago. They're here somewhere. Now, because a lot of my customers are car dealerships, I'm going to gear this video around them. But technically, any business could follow this same path and rake in the extra cash. Stay to the very end of the video to have a breakdown of exactly which makes and models make you the most amount of money and the pitfalls to consider for implementing this strategy. Now, the passive income strategy that I am recommending here is Turo car rentals. There are many individuals making $100,000 per year or more just with a few cars on the side. A fellow YouTuber and entrepreneur, Aubrey Janik, started back in about 2018 renting her personal 2011 Jeep Wrangler, and she's been pocketing an extra $1,500 per month. And this was only a part-time thing for her initially, but it wasn't long before she turned this into a six-figure income. And that's when she decided to turn this into something full-time, and that's when the money really started to rake in. Now, as a used car dealership, you have a massive leg up over her and other Turo hosts. There are many advantages to you that I'm going to go over with in a minute. But before I cover those, let me give you a quick background exactly what Turo is, so you kind of have a better idea of what I'm talking about. So if you're not exactly familiar with Turo or other peer-to-peer car sharing, let me explain here. It's pretty simple. In short, they are a car sharing service that allows you to rent out a vehicle that you own and make money doing this, while at the same time providing insurance and security in case something goes wrong. Of course, we've all heard of the traditional rental car companies like Hertz, Avis, or Enterprise, whereas peer-to-peer car sharing is a business model kind of along the same line, but allows you as an individual or as a small business to rent your vehicles. You rent your own personal vehicle or a fleet of vehicles if you own them by the dealership, and you do this all within an app. Basically, it's an alternative to the traditional car rental company and gives customers other options outside the more conventional avenues like Avis, Enterprise, and Hertz, like we mentioned. For multiple reasons, the big national car companies have been slashing their fleets during the pandemic. There were many reasons for this, and I'm not going to go into it all, but now that travel is picking up again, the rental vehicle supply is very tight. And this is an excellent opportunity for Turo or other ride-sharing or rental apps, which have been growing rapidly as more car owners use this app to rent out their vehicles. Traditional car rental companies have recorded massive drops in revenue over the past year due to the pandemic. But this is not the same for Turo. Their revenue went up 7%. This is great and all, but so far I've only really been discussing about renting your own personal vehicle and how you can make money. But you're a car dealership. What can we do to leverage your business to make more money for you? First, take a look around your lot and take a mental note of the vehicles that have been sitting around a little bit longer than you wish. Think about it for a moment. You likely have a few dozen cars on your lot right now. And even the smallest lots still have a couple vehicles that are sitting around collecting dust. They're good, reliable cars, but they're just not selling for whatever reason. Right now, these vehicles are taking up space and they are not making you any money. So rather than dumping them off at auction, why don't you rent them out for a little while? Now, as an individual trying to rent out vehicles, there are some massive headaches that you need to get over when you get started. But as a car dealership, you've already got these covered. The first is a parking lot to park your fleet. Think about it, as an individual, you don't want renters coming to your house to pick up a car. So most Turo hosts end up renting parking spaces from local businesses. But you already have a parking lot. This is already covered for you. It may sound simple, but it's actually very important. The key is so that when someone comes to rent your vehicle, they need to be easily able to find it and feel like they are safe and they're not in some weird, random, sketchy parking lot. They're at a car dealership, they understand what's going on. The next headache that individuals have is cleaning and refueling their vehicles after each rental. But you already have someone cleaning and detailing the cars for you before you sell them. Doesn't matter if it's some local high school kid that washes your car, or if you have a full-time employee that does this. This is something as a dealership you already have covered. And once again, it may sound simple, but it does give you a big leg up over your competition. Now, the most significant advantage you have as a car dealer over someone starting on their own is you know how to find great used vehicles at very good prices. Think about it. You already have to stock your inventory right now. You can do the same thing and stock your rental fleet using the same strategies and knowledge of your market. Turo's website has a pretty useful calculator that you can use that gives you some kind of an idea of what type of revenue you could see depending on the make and model of the vehicle, and of course your location. For example, a 2017 Tesla Model S rented for 15 days per month would earn about $1,591 per month, or about $104 per rented day. Now, if you extrapolated this out for the entire year, at a maximum, this vehicle would make you $37,960 per year. That's if you rented it every single day, and obviously that is an extremely high end, and it really wouldn't happen, but it gives you a little bit of an idea. Aubrey has a great breakdown of a few vehicles that she currently rents and which ones have made her the most money.
Third best performing vehicle, and that is my 2011 lime green Mazda 2. Now, HP and I purchased this Mazda 2 for $5,000. We purchased it over the summer, and ever since the summer, since it's been listed on the Turo platform, this car has been bringing in consistently $700 in profit per month. So that is $700 after all of the expenses have been paid off on this car. In fact, we will end up recouping the cost of this car entirely by mid-January of 2022, which means that 2022 will be pure profit for this vehicle. Now, whenever it comes to why this Mazda 2 is such a strong performer, I think that there's a few different reasons. Number one is the looks of the car. The car is a lime green color, which I do think catches the eyes of renters, especially if you're somebody that is scrolling through the Turo platform looking for a car to rent. A car that is lime green is going to catch your eye a bit more than a car that is black, white, or gray. Because of this, I do think that it's done really well utilization wise. In addition to the color, the car as a whole is very, very clean. The car has virtually nothing wrong with it. The exterior is extremely clean with no dents, dings, scratches, nothing, and the interior is really good as well. The Mazda 2 is a small enough car to where it attracts those renters that are looking for an economical ride that has good gas mileage, but it isn't too small to where people are put off by the vehicle. For example, my 2007 Toyota Yaris, which is a two-door, very egg-like, very small car, sometimes people do not like renting that car because of the fact that it is too small. The Mazda 2, on the other hand, is a little bit larger, and so because of that, I think people feel a little bit more comfortable renting that car, especially whenever they're going to be driving it on the highway versus renting some of my smaller vehicles.
Now, if you are serious about renting vehicles on Turo, Aubrey and her fiance HP have a ton of videos that are must-see for you. Go check out their channels, links are down below, and make sure that you subscribe. And while you're there, why don't you tell them that you saw them on this channel. Aubrey will also be a guest on the helicopter during our 2022 Open for Business US Small Business Helicopter Tour. And she will fly with us for about 2 hours when we pick her up just outside of Dallas and take her to our next stop in Hot Springs, Arkansas. Now, in summary, as a car dealership, you have a massive leg up over individuals that are starting in the business. But there are a few possible things that you do need to consider. Number one, if you are floor planning your inventory, most likely the rules of the floor planning will not let you rent out those vehicles. Even if you were allowed to do it, most likely the floor plan costs will exceed your rental income. Probably not a good idea. Number two, your liability insurance may not allow you to rent vehicles. This is something you need to check with your insurance broker. Now, Turo does provide insurance as part of their service, but you should double check with your broker to make sure there won't be any issues. Number three, Turo does require that the vehicle is registered and titled in your name. So you can't really float a registration from the auction to the next car sale. You will need to title the vehicle in your dealership's name. Now, these are just a few of the things that you should consider as a car dealership. But overall, you have a massive leg up over the rest of the market, and you can easily turn this into something where you are making significant money per month. I know of quite a few of my car dealership customers that have 1 or 2 vehicles on their lot that they just currently rent out. And expanding this can make a lot of money for them and for you. Please make sure you check out www.open4.business and register your business today. As I already said, this is one of the small business awareness campaigns that myself, along with Aubrey Janik, Jamel Gibbs, Minority Mindset, Investment Joy, Rod Squad, Kenny Keller, Mark Moss, Christina Atia, Air Force Major C.W. Lemoyne, better known as Mover, and others will be with us on the helicopter. Now, do you want me to land the helicopter at your business and feature you on this program? Go to the website, register. Thank you very much for watching. Please make sure you click like and subscribe. Doing so really helps YouTube algorithm. I appreciate it, as do Bonnie and Clyde, that it looks like they're just being lazy and lounging around. Hey, whatever. Thanks, and I'll see you on the next one.